Hey guys, what's up? Stavi here. About to test out the deck that just won GP Atlanta, Esper Approach. I'm really attracted to this, and I don't feel like I'm entitled to give you a breakdown of this if you're a fan of the game, because if you were watching the GP, you saw how it performed, and it really just kind of like blew my mind because it was actually like a pure control deck in this format, and I feel like one thing it did that really caught my attention was it went ahead and played 4 copies of Settle the Wreckage, where I always saw that that card was kind of risky, but now thinking about it, the decks you want to play it against, you really don't care that they're going to have that much mana. What are they going to do with it anyway? That's really the only point I have with this deck right now that really attracts me to it. But anyway, we're going to dive right into the games. And tell us what you think. What's your opinions of this deck? How would you want to improve it? I have some ideas myself. Like, I'd want to put in another Gear Hulk, but that's just me. Anyway, we are going to jump right in. Alright. And so, the main focal point of this deck is to, get that approach off. And they run 4 of each cycle land, sensors, cast outs. The only thing that the black is in here for in the main board is the Fatal Push. Then its sideboard's 4 black cards. So, it looks like Esper to me. And I always avoided this color scheme because I started playing during Ravnica there on the standard. The sight of Esper just disgusts me. That, and I have a really close friend that's all he plays. So I just didn't feel like it was my right. But it seems very promising and extremely consistent, just with its ability to draw and find what it's looking for. I just want to see how it actually performs. And what do you guys think of this thing? Like, I watched it play, but what are some shortcomings that you'd like to point out or anything like that? I mean, it seems like it could get a different way of getting there, because if people got used to this style, I would say approach, but that sounds like I'm trying to make a pun, and I'm not. But this style of decks, if they become prevalent, there's always something to prey on it, because something like this, I would say Carnage Tyrant would kind of, deal with it, but Settle the Wreckage deals with Carnage Tyrant, so I don't know, maybe a deck that's pairing that and Duress, like a green-black rock strategy, would be like a predator to this. Alright guys, so we got a game. Roll the 9, I'll draw. Alright. So, show me what you got. It looks like this is somewhat of a slow hand, but I think this deck is forgiving in nature. Like, you could be playing RDW, and I'll be able to take one crucial piece out, and then be able to play 1 copy of Settle the Wreckage. Alright, so he's leading with a Blooming Marsh. Currently that leads me to believe he's playing Sultai Energy. Okay, that's weird, he hasn't played anything yet. Please play Rogue Refiner. Okay. Nice. I don't get my colors online. I'll be able to censor his next play. Unless it's a creature, then we want to fumigate it. Actually, I really don't care what he plays next turn. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Ooh, nice. playing Search for Azcanta. It's a pretty powerful card if you're not familiar with it. It lets you filter your draws early, and then in a later game it transforms and helps you dig up for approaches. Okay. I'll need him to establish a hand advantage on me, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it out now. Cycle that. Let's see. 7 more cards in the yard when this trigger goes off. I'll be patient on that bit. Another Drowned Catacombs. Yeah, we're getting to a point where sensors become useless, which is fine. It's just an additional cantrip for me. Alright. I think I might go ahead and cast out the Rogue Refiner. It's gonna be hilarious. Actually, I think I'll just settle the wreckage and bait him into doing something else. Okay, he's got a cub. I go ahead and chunk that in the yard. Why do you make it a 1/1? That's a little bit different. I'm not used to them playing Vertigo Scarehold. Oh, I see, so he can shoot me. I know that they play Walking Ballista though. Seems like a more efficient way of doing things, so maybe straight with that. W 4. And then non-creature, non-land, reveal it. And what do I do with the rest of them? Bottom in the order. Okay. So now I think I can go ahead and play that Fumigate. He'll shoot me for 5. But I'll gain 2. Oh no, I'll gain 1. Yep. Then gain 1.
It looks like this deck could really use that life game card.
Okay, another Siphoner. I'm gonna go ahead and activate Sunken Run. Hit myself. Control W 4. And I'll reveal Approach. I think I go ahead and do it. Yeah. I don't seem to be able to kill me that quickly.
You gotta drag it from the top, face down. Does it go on top or does it go on the...
It goes 7th from the bottom. It's kind of a tricky interaction here. I'm trying to put Approach 7th from the top. Put that there. Yeah, pretty difficult interaction. So once I get to that second approach though, it's going to be pretty kosher. And then I have an Opt which can give me 2 cards closer. Then Azcanta after my next draw phase will be able to get me to the second approach. Alright, I'm going to take 2. This guy's pretty good. Being able to constantly produce energy and increase your hand. On a regular basis seems like a sweet deal. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Opt. And I will draw it. Alright, so I went ahead and scooped. And the thing about sideboarding with a deck like this is he's either going to sideboard for the matchup as is, or he's aware that I'm going to sideboard in all these creatures. And the question I ask myself is, which route do I take? The Regal Caracols would do a number on him. I know that what he's putting in, though, ultimately are either answers for me or protection for himself. If he's giving himself more protection, then I mean, I believe that 6 board wipes kind of circumvents the majority of that. But he can also sideboard into a grindier deck himself. So let's see what we have here. We have this potential Year Hulk that's all by himself. A lot of counter spells, not a ton of room. I think I'll go ahead and put the Scarab God in here though, because it's just too powerful in this matchup to not have, considering all the creatures he is so generously shared with me. He's also going to be putting things in that give his creatures hexproof. I won't find myself cycling a cast out, and I'd rather be able to hit it off of a Torrential Gear Hulk. So I'm going to go put the Raskas in, and take Approach down. Might just take it out actually, just for this mix up. Torrential in. And I think that will be gravy. A little bit of a slower hand. I'm not super concerned about the development though, because this deck is very forgiving in nature. Duress. Yep. That'll put a leg up on him for a while, but he did mole until he saw it. Let's keep him guessing as much as possible. I'm only gonna play cards that he knows, so I'll leave this alone until I have to play it. Let's see. There we go. Looks like you might be hurting for mana. Yeah, I think go ahead and bluff the Censor. Then I can cycle the farmland at least. He's still stuck on black. Alright, he's got a 1/1 Walking Ballista. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to zip around. So Walking Ballista is kind of a scary card. And if you're not familiar with it, I guess you don't play too much standard, but it's also prevalent in the counters combo in Modern. You generate infinite mana and tutor this thing out and knock out your opponent on turn 3. It's pretty gross, and feels bad because even if you manage to kill it from a control standpoint, it'll still hit you. He's still hurting for colors. And now he's got information. Took the Glimmer? Okay. Get an island. Man. Alright, so this is near to him and this is near to him. But I do need to be able to play that fumigate on the curve, or I will have problems. Alright, we're still going. Good. Alright. Ooh, a Rishkar. That's kind of gross. He's holding up a spell pierce, I bet. That fumigate, that's why I wasn't concerned about it. Or, he's bluffing the spell pierce, which would be great. Why is he not attacking with the ballista? Okay. I think it's because I was holding up a fatal push to his knowledge. Alright, so, real question. Am I dead this turn if I don't fumigate? Considering the flurry of things he's able to play in the walking ballista, I think the answer is yes. So if he has the spell pierce, I've already lost. And that would be 3, 4, 6. Okay. We're gonna play this out though, just to see what'll happen. Three, 5, 7. Another attune. Okay. I'm within shooting range from the walking ballista. If he end a turn activates its ability now, and then activates it later, there's nothing I can actually do. But that land will be able to give me a disallow the trigger that matters. Yep. If I settle the record, he'll go to 5. That's hilarious. So, what do I have in my grade? I think I'm going to have to. That requires 2 blockers, so that will shoot me. So yeah, he's got me hooked. Nice. Alright. So, that wasn't the best sideboard plan. Whoa. Alright, let's take out the T-Hulks and the Scarab God. Oh, we're gonna leave the Scarab God in there. I think this deck did have a little bit more to go when it was playing pure control. So we're gonna go back to that. It is telling me that I needed settle, but alright, so I need to put these negates on. I am going on the play for the first time, so.
You're on game 2?
Going to game 3, actually.
I got game 1.
I got game 1, he got game 2. And I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. I might squeeze a Scarab God in, take out 1 approach. Actually, no. Take out the Gear Hulk too, so it doesn't really serve me well on this deck. Alright. So we're on the beginning of game 3, and oh my god, I open up with a Fatal Push in my hand. I've never seen this in this deck happen. You don't understand how excited I am. Yep, I saw that much coming. God, the board's empty so I can wiggle my mouse. Yep. As much as I would like to cycle that Fetid Pools, I want those Drowned Catacombs to enter untapped. I've gone through 3 cards that he's seen. I feel like this deck should have Evolving when it wants to activate pushes. I apologize for that long mode of silence, I was just thinking. Yep, and there goes my approach. That's a card I'm kind of curious it isn't in this list. It's extremely powerful right now. Okay, turn. Alright. Well, it was a great decision I made to have all my lands come in untapped. But that's all I've been drawing for the past few turns. Now, I don't believe that this deck is bad by any stretch. I think I might have ran into some sideboarding issues. And then, you know, just the way it draws. I haven't lost yet, but right now I am very clearly losing. You know what? Out of all the things that I could draw, that would make me happy. Reason being, at least I can cycle this. That Walking Ballista spells death for me on the next turn, and I know it, so that's why I'm cycling into something to counter it, or at least. Okay. You know what? I'm okay with what I drew into. It's a 2-2. Thing is, these guys have access to negates and duress, and that'll just eat you alive.
There's the counterspell.
Yep, one shy. But it's not the end of the world. Is negating it. Okay. So I can burn this counterspell right now. I got 0 cards in hand, but I have to. Like, there's no question about my actions here. And then he'll shoot me with the ballista. And I'll gain a life. Because Fumigate will resolve. But now, I'm a control player with no cards in hand. He has 2, 3 now. I haven't even touched him yet. Alright, yeah, that's a card.
I think if you manage to pull this out, that would be a testing of how good this deck is.
Yeah,
Really, that's about it.
well, let's see where the sensor is gonna take me. To a disallow, and I die. Well, I'm not gonna scoop. I'm gonna let him kill me at least. But then again, though, I don't really think the deck is bad. I mean, it got pretty horribly footed here, and its performance at the GP, like, it beat Sultai Energy several times. But I just didn't get the draws I needed. Ew. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna comment with my opponent. He seems like a pretty cool dude. I'm gonna record some more games with this deck. Just like and subscribe, comment, tell me if you found any misplays or what you would have done in certain situations. As far as the sideboard primer goes, this is kind of like a dry run for me. I didn't study this deck extensively, but I do think it's got a lot of potential, and it winning a GP obviously wasn't a fluke. Anyway, guys, thanks for dropping in and watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more content or recommend that we test something for you. We're up for all ideas. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and we will talk to you later. This is Stavi signing out for DMD.